So we will continue with our tropical deciduous forest. Now these tropical deciduous forests are the forests which are most widespread in India. That means these are the forests which have the largest aerial extent in India. How do this forest have the largest aerial extent in India? You can see from the map itself that the light gray colored area is the area which covers largest area in India. So which forest has the largest aerial extent in India? If the question comes, tropical evergreen forest, tropical deciduous forest, tropical thorn forest, or littoral and swamp forest, you have and your answer, that is the tropical deciduous forest, which are this area, which is this area which I am now shading, has the largest aerial extent in India. Now this tropical deciduous forest, if I try to show you, if I try to explain you, this tropical deciduous forest is a forest which is found in the areas which receive rainfall between 70 to 200 centimeters. So these are the forests which are found in the areas receiving rainfall between 70 centimeters to 200 centimeters. Now you can see there is a lot of variation in the amount of rainfall, and therefore there are two types of tropical deciduous forest found in India. One type is the tropical moist deciduous forest, tropical moist deciduous forest, and the other is the tropical dry deciduous forest. Other is tropical dry deciduous forest. So these are the two major types of forests which are found in India, tropical dry deciduous and the tropical moist deciduous. Now, as it covers the maximum aerial extent in India, again repeating, which forest has the maximum aerial extent in India? Yeah, कौन सा forest covers the maximum area in India? You have an answer, is the tropical deciduous forest. Now, because it is covering the maximum aerial extent in India, obviously these forests are most important from your examination point of view, and therefore we are going to study the first moist deciduous and the dry deciduous. Now, what is the difference between moist deciduous and dry deciduous? Moist deciduous forest is found in the area which receives around 100 to 200 centimeters of average annual rainfall, while the tropical dry deciduous forest is found in the region which receives between 70 to 100 centimeter of average annual rainfall. That is, which receive between 70 to 100 centimeter of an average annual rainfall. Now, obviously, we are going to study first the tropical moist deciduous forest. Tropical moist deciduous forest. Now, this is the forest which is found in the regions of 100 to 200 centimeters of average annual rainfall. Now, because in this regions of average annual rainfall, what is a moist deciduous forest? If this is a ground surface, how the forest types are there? In the regions of very heavy rainfall, you will have tropical evergreen forest, an extremely dense forest having variety of areas, having a well stratified layer. Uske baad it will be tropical semi evergreen, that is a mixture of again evergreen and the deciduous forest. But as you can see, I am showing here, these are not as dense as the tropical evergreen forest. This is a semi evergreen forest. You can see the spaces between the trees are greater. Some of the trees are of a higher height, some of the trees are of a lower height. That is, the trees here is a mixture of deciduous, moist deciduous and evergreen forest. Then is the tropical moist deciduous forest. Tropical moist deciduous forest. Then is the tropical dry deciduous forest. Variety of a grass, and then again some tree, grass, tree. And then as the rainfall decreases, As the rainfall decreases, you have just grasses, and then even the no grass is there. So this is anywhere in the world. This will be the how the forests will be arranged. Rainfall is decreasing in the tropical region. In the on other hand, जहाँ पे snowfall is there, you will find the forests will be somewhat this way. The trees will be having a conical shape, thick leaves, and the conical shape, so that in the at the time of a snowfall, the snow does not settle on the top of the trees. The snow can easily slide down, and thus the trees can save themselves from the frostbite. So these are the tropical conifer. These are the regions of coniferous forest. Coniferous forest, while your tropical forest. Now, in this tropical deciduous forest, why the word is the deciduous? Deciduous means the trees which shed their leaves during the dry season. These are the trees which shed their leaves. The trees shed their leaves during dry season. Now, why do the trees shave their leaves during the dry season? To conserve moisture. To conserve moisture. How to conserve the moisture? The moisture is conserved so that how? By shedding their leaves, they conserve moisture. But how do they conserve moisture? They conserve moisture, that is, by shedding the leaves, by shedding the leaves, they stop the potential evapotranspiration, that is the giving away of moisture through the leaves, that is they stop the potential evapotranspiration. Now you see, the tropical deciduous forests are found in many states of India, and therefore you do not have to worry about the extent of the tropical deciduous forest. Why? Because it is the most common forest found in India. Now you can see from the map where it will be found. You can see they are found all along the foothills of the Shivalik ranges, in the eastern part of India, along the eastern coast of India, and along the eastern part of the Western Ghats. So not the western part of the Western Ghats. So they are found along the eastern part of the Western Ghat, entire central India region, all along the foothills of the Shivaliks, northeast India also, western part of the Western Ghat, eastern part of the Western Ghats, that is the less rainier part of the Western Ghat, and also in the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Andaman and Nicobar Islands see evergreen forest also and deciduous forest also. So they are found in the Western Ghat region, surrounding the tropical semi-evergreen forest, surrounding the tropical evergreen forest, more along the eastern slopes of the Western Ghats. More along the eastern slopes of the Western Ghats. So in the terms of Western Ghats, you can see initially on the western slope of the Western Ghat, tropical evergreen, semi-evergreen, deciduous, dry deciduous, and along the in the rain shadow region of the Western Ghat, you have a drought-prone area, that is a tropical thorn forest. This is how the transition is occurring in the Western Ghat region. Then it is found in the northeastern states of, that is along the foothills of the Shivaliks, including the northeastern states. including the northeastern India, including the northeastern India along the foothills of the Shivaliks. That is in the state of Manipur, Mizoram, etc. They are found in the Chota Nagpur Plateau region. They are found in the eastern Madhya Pradesh, eastern MP, and Chota Nagpur Plateau region. And the Chota Nagpur Plateau region. So this is important. You should remember Chota Nagpur Plateau region. Which type of a forest? Tropical moist deciduous forest. Now, there are some of the important species. As this forest are dense, as this forest is not as dense as the tropical evergreen and semi-evergreen forest. Therefore, it becomes easy for us human beings to go and exploit this forest, to go and use this forest. So commercially, this is the most important forest of India. Why commercially it is the most important forest of India? Because let us look at the species which are found here. So the important species which are found here, important species which are found in this region. The most important species is the commercially the most valuable species, that is the teak, is the commercially most valuable and most important species. Why is the teak wood used? Teak wood is used for the construction industry. The teak wood is a versatile wood and it is the most important species of the which forest? It is the most important species of the tropical moist deciduous forest. Teak is the most important species of the tropical moist deciduous forest. Uske baad again one wood which is commercially important, that is sal, is the other important species. Third important species is shisham. Shisham is the most third important species. All of them are commercially important. Fourth important species which is found in this region is kusum. Kusum, moist deciduous forest. Teakwood, sal, shisham, kusum are the regions of moist deciduous forest. Then the fifth important species which is found here is mahua. Why is mahua important? Is a desi liquor, what we say, is it made from, or some kind of a liquor is made from a mahua? That I won't go. So mahua is an important species, and also an other important species which is found in the southern part of a plateau, that is in the Karnataka region, is the sandalwood. In which state? In the state of Karnataka. Mostly in the state of Karnataka. Sandalwood is an endemic species of the southern part of the plateau. It is not found in the Himalayan ranges. It is found in this region, tropical moist deciduous forest region. In which part is the sandalwood found? So let me use this. Sandalwood is found in the state of Karnataka, in the lower part. This is an area of a Karnataka. So you can see, if the question comes, the forest in Orissa, this is Orissa over here. Which is it? Tropical moist deciduous forest. Chota Nagpur Plateau, Madhya Pradesh region, moist deciduous forest. West Bengal region, moist deciduous as well as mangrove forest. Coastal Andhra Pradesh, moist deciduous forest. But for examination, you remember Orissa, Chota Nagpur Plateau, Karnataka, parts of West Bengal, parts of West Bengal, and Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Andaman and Nicobar Islands are the region of tropical moist deciduous forest. Is the region of the tropical moist deciduous forest. What are the important species here? Let me. The important species here is teakwood, sal, shisham, kusum, mahua, and sandalwood. Sandalwood in which part? In the northern part of India or in the southern part of India? Where was Virappan? In the state of Karnataka. To some extent in the state of Kerala, but the sandalwood mostly in the state of Karnataka. Endemic to Karnataka. Now it has spread to many parts, but the sandalwood is an plant. Endemic means जहाँ पे उसका origin हुआ, to the southern part, that is in the peninsular plateau region, in the tropical moist deciduous forest of the peninsular plateau region, you find sandalwood maximum in the state of Karnataka. You will find that even in the Maharashtra region. You will find that even in the Tamil Nadu region. So the sandalwood. So if the question is where is from, in the teak is an species of which forest? It is the species of tropical moist deciduous forest. Shisham, sal, moist deciduous. Kusum, moist deciduous. Mahua, moist deciduous. And sandalwood, peninsular plateau region of the moist deciduous forest. Now again, let me repeat the areas. Let us see the areas in the map. You can see the areas are the Orissa, Chota Nagpur Plateau region, the Orissa region, Chota Nagpur Plateau, parts of West Bengal, Andaman and Nicobar Islands. One more fact you remember regarding the Andaman and Nicobar Islands is that the Andaman and Nicobar Islands have evergreen as well as the tropical moist deciduous forest. We will learn that it has mangrove also, it has the coral reefs also. So biodiversity rich region. Now let us look at the third type of a forest, that is the tropical dry deciduous forest. Tropical dry deciduous forest. Now the tropical dry deciduous forest we have already done. That these forests are found in the regions between the areas of 70 to 100 centimeters of rainfall. That is, in the wetter margins you will find moist deciduous, in the drier areas you will find dry deciduous, and then in the still drier area you will find a desert vegetation. So this forest we can say are the transition zone between the moist deciduous and the desert vegetation or the scrub vegetation. So the dry deciduous forest covers the vast area of India. It is, in the terms, it covers a very vast area in the regions which receive around 70 to 200 centimeters of average annual rainfall. The vast areas of India. So these forests are found in the peninsular plateau, mostly in the peninsular plateau. In the peninsular plateau, including the Telangana region, Vidarbha region, Marathwada region, the drier parts of the peninsula. It will be found in the Uttar Pradesh, Bihar plains. UP and the Bihar plains. It is found in the plains of Uttar Pradesh and Bihar. Rajasthan, all along the foothills of the Himalayas in the drier part, except for Rajasthan, it is not found in the Rajasthan. Now, what is important about the dry deciduous forest? In this dry deciduous forest, there is a tree and then there is a grass. For a larger extent, then there is a tree. Now, where you see trees and the grasses simultaneously, you generally see this in the gardens. And therefore, this tropical dry deciduous forest, we say have a landscape of a park, and therefore we will say that it has a parkland landscape. It has a parkland landscape. So if the question comes, which area has a parkland landscape? It is the tropical dry deciduous forest. The tropical dry deciduous forest areas, again, they are not very important, because these are the forests which will cover the maximum area in India. Now, even the teak is grown in this region, but it is not a dominant species. The dominant species here are, what is the important species here? The important species here is tendu. Tendu is the most important species. Tendu is the most important species in this region. Why it is the most important species? Because it must be having some commercial importance. What is the commercial importance of the tendu? Tendu leaves are used for making beads. So, they are used for beady leaves. Are used in the beady industry. The other important species here is bale. The other important species here is bale. So, especially if my friends in North India, you are familiar with the bale juice which is taken during the summer season. So, bale, you remember, you lie in the tropical dry deciduous region. The third important species here is palus and amalthus. While the other important species here is axolotl. The other important species here is axolotl. Now, for examination point, if it is becoming too much, just revise. Dry deciduous forest. Most of the India in the drier margins of the wet deciduous, moist deciduous have a parkland landscape. Tendu is the important species. Other important species is bale. Last ka three, if you want to remember, you remember. Otherwise, don't remember. Now, most of this forests in India has been cleared for vegetation, has been cleared for agriculture. So, most of this forest has been, the track of this forest has been cleared for agricultural land use. Let us look at the third type of a forest. That is, in the drier regions, when there is a less and less moisture, what do the leaves modify? The leaves are modified, that is, they reduce the surface area jahan se evapotranspiration will occur. So the leaves are modified to become thorns. There are no leaves at all, or the stems are juicy, succulent, and such kind of a vegetation is known as a tropical thorn forest or xerophytic vegetation, found in the arid and the semi-arid regions where the rainfall is less than 50 centimeters. Average annual rainfall is less than 50 centimeters. So the third kind of forest is tropical thorn forest. Tropical thorn forest. Now, where are this tropical thorn forest found? These are found in the areas which receive less than 50 centimeters of average annual rainfall. Average annual rainfall. So because of the less rainfall, they have to conserve moisture, and as a result, there is variety of shrubs. smaller trees, variety of grasses. These are the forest which will have no leaves, or they can have tiny leaves. They will have juicy stems. They will have juicy stems. So they will have they will so that they can conserve maximum amount of moisture, and such kind of vegetation is known as xerophytic vegetation. It is known as an xerophytic vegetation. It is known as an xerophytic vegetation. Now, where in India such xerophytic vegetation will be found? Let us look at our map again. In India, such a xerophytic vegetation, let me clear this first. It is of the previous part. In India, this xerophytic vegetation is this area. Can you see this area? This area, that is the Rajasthan region, Gujarat region, and also a narrow strip which runs parallel to the Western Ghat region. This is the region of a tropical thorn forest. Why is here? Because of this all are the regions of xerophytic vegetation. Now, if I ask you why xerophytic vegetation in this region, because of the direction of the Aravalis. Because of direction of Aravalis. And why xerophytic vegetation in this region? Because of the rain shadow effect of the Western Ghats. Because of the rain shadow effect of the Western Ghats. And therefore the trees have modified themselves. They may have no leaves, they may have tiny leaves, they may have succulent or juicy stems, and these are the features of the xerophytic vegetation. That means if I ask you where is this xerophytic vegetation found, this is found in the desert and the semi-desert region. What we call desert as arid and semi-arid regions. Found in the arid and the semi-arid regions. Now tell me, what will be the important species? What is the most common dry fruit you have? Generally, we say that it is exported from the Arab regions. Dates. So where will be the date palm? Date palm is a vegetation of which? It is a vegetation of a tropical thorn forest. So the important species here are date palms. Important species here are date palms. Now see how the other important species is. The second important species is babool. The second important species is babool. The third important species is bear. The fourth important species is neem. Fourth important species is neem. The fifth important species is khejri. Fifth important species is khejri. Important species in this is khejri. So if they ask you the applied question, if they ask you in the examination, the date trees are found where? In the Himalayan state of Himachal Pradesh or Northeast India, second option. Third option is Rajasthan. Fourth option is Orissa. What is your answer? In the tropical thorn forest. Where is the tropical thorn forest found? You can see in the map in these regions. And so where will be the date species? The date species will be in the either in the state of Rajasthan, that is in the semi-arid and arid regions. So Punjab Haryana ka forest, Rajasthan ka forest, some drier parts of Gujarat ka forest, drier parts of Madhya Pradesh ka forest is the tropical thorn forest. So where are these found? These are found in Punjab. This is found in Haryana. This is found in Gujarat. This is found in the drier parts of peninsula. What you will call such forest as? You will call them as a xerophytic vegetation. What is the modification of a plant for in the desert region? They may have no leaves, they may have tiny leaves, they may have juicy stems. What is the most important species here which is found exactly in the Rajasthan in the desert region? The important species here will be cactus plant. Important species here will be the cactus plant. So it is a plant of arid or semi-arid, generally of an arid. The other important plants are date. Babool, remember your toothpaste, Babool toothpaste, tropical thorn forest. बेर के पेड़ को कांटे होते हैं या नहीं? So bear, neem and khejri, these are the important forests of this region. So we have done in this lecture deciduous and thorn forest. Third lecture we will do the remaining forest. So till the time we meet again, thank you very much.